So our last speaker this morning is Burke Renouf. Burke is the City of Greater Geelong's Sustainability Coordinator, a role to which he brings extensive local government experience. He represents the Council on the local coastal hazard assessment for Geelong Queenscliff and coordinates climate change adaptation and sustainability programs for the city. Burke has project managed the development of Geelong's sustainable water use plan, the greenhouse strategy, climate change adaptation strategy, and most recently oversaw the project management of Council's sustainable building policy. Thanks, Burke.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just quickly, just going to provide some background to the development of the Adaptation Toolkit and also where it sits in Council's programs as well. And that might help you also understand where it may fit in your organisation. The City of Greater Geelong, we have a commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. So we've got our greenhouse strategy, so separate from this work, which looks at our energy reduction programs and renewable energy programs across the city. So we've got approximately $2.3 million worth of works going into energy reduction and renewable energies across the city. So we've also entered into a EPA covenant, and that's working with a lot of key local organisations under the brand of Future-Proofing Geelong to look at reducing emissions for industry, small to medium enterprises and within the community as well. So that's a separate bit of work. Today the toolkit comes out of the climate change adaptation strategy. So as mentioned, we engaged netbalance back in 2010 to develop the strategy. It's in two parts. We've got the strategy and a roadmap. And as mentioned, one of the main actions is to mainstream consideration of climate change risks into the way council departments operate and deliver services to the community. Commonly, and as Hartmut's referred to as well, it's common that risk assessments are carried out and that the results of those risk assessments drive a response for an organisation. We took a slightly different approach and we used the results of the risk assessment to inform a range of priority work areas and key tasks for us to look at. The priority work areas, there's 7 of those, and I won't go through each one of those. Each priority task there's 30 key actions that come out of those tasks. So, and that's within the first 2 years of work once we adopted the strategy. There's also key tasks, 4 of them, that underpin the delivery of the strategy. One of those were mentioned earlier, but the top one there, mainstreaming and awareness of climate change, adaptation risks and adaptation responses through our council, adopting robust decision-making processes for responding to climate change impacts and planning for adaptation across council, extensive networks, and a process for continuous monitoring and review. Out of those 4 key tasks, there's more actions that come out of those, and one of those is the Adaptation Toolkit. I was lucky when we started this project to have the team from netbalance and also RMIT and Hartmut to access their information and knowledge around this space. The expertise, bringing that expertise into the local government sector was really important, and we wouldn't have been able to manage this project by ourselves, so I'm really appreciative of the help there. It's throughout the development of the process of developing the toolkit, we tested that with our community services area and our engineers. So we had a fairly extensive testing process where we ran through, there was 5 sessions with those departments, so that was a really good reality check with those staff, and we made some important changes to the toolkit due to that testing phase. So toolkit integration is very much about addressing mainstreaming and awareness of climate change risks and adaptation throughout council. now and this is a really interesting phase that we're looking at doing. The toolkit in its current form is, I suppose, in its most complete form, and comprehensive form. So it should be, it maximises, I suppose, the transferability of the toolkit to other organisations. We realise there's quite a bit of detail within the toolkit at the moment. So what we're looking to do is convert that into a interactive web-based format, and looking at integrating that online tool into our risk management systems and our corporate reporting systems. So to me, this is a really interesting part that Hartman touched on earlier. It's a space that I suppose we're breaking a lot of new ground, and we think we've mapped the process where we need to go with this. We have our corporate reporting systems, which all new projects go through that system, so that's a place where we can capture a lot of the new projects. And we also have our risk management system, which regularly reviews and feeds back into our business planning and our budget planning throughout the year. So we're hoping to embed the toolkit into our corporate reporting system, so all new projects are required to, at some degree, go through the assessment process. And also to have those risks linked to our risk register, so that when the risks, organisational risks, are discussed at a manager level throughout the organisation, climate risks feature within that discussion, which will be the first time for our organisation. So this next step is really important, and it's also key that, I suppose, ongoing engagement is really a key part of this as well. It's often, Hartman has said, it's not a silver bullet, and we've carried out some engagement to date with staff to improve the awareness of climate change impacts, and we'll continue to do that with the implementation, embedding the toolkit. So we've got some more training coming up once we embed the toolkit with staff in the second half of this financial year. That's it. So hopefully the toolkit's of some use to you.